Hello, everybody. I hope that you're well. Huge welcome to today's episode on my channel. Before I start, we seem to have a little friend joining us. It's Alice's sloth. He's decided that he's going to sit outside in the hallway. I don't think she likes having him in her bedroom, but he's joining us today for today's video. So the topic of today's video is why small business is the business of the future. And I think this is a particularly important topic, especially as we are seeing so many changes going on around us globally. Now, firstly, we know that small business, if done well, will give us independence, should give us a creative outlet, should enable us to exchange the goods or services that we want to provide that light us up and that we want to share with the world for money. And that money then is something that we will then take in and we will either use to expand our business or better our lives. The challenge that we've had is that over the last 20 odd years, the concept of business has become something that we have labelled as difficult. Now, I'm not saying that business is the easiest thing in the world, but actually business as a mechanism isn't something that needs to be so difficult if you are doing something that you love. Now, this isn't just a flippant phrase, right? Build a business you love, do something that you love, find something you love, right? It's not as easy as kind of just waking up and going, today I'm going to do something I love, because you know, we're all surrounded with financial commitments, time commitments. There are people and things pulling on our time. And so it's not as easy to be able to sort of walk away and go, I'm now going to spend all of my time doing something I purely love. There's always a balancing act, right, between the material world that we live in and what our soul is asking us to do. The reason that I'm so passionate about independent businesses, and if you know me, you'll also know that I don't like using the word small very often, because I don't believe there's anything small about creating a business or the mechanism of a business. And we shouldn't really put that into a little box, because every time we say my little business, oh, it's just my little social media page, or it's just my little Instagram account, or it's just my little product, right? By saying that, you're putting out into the world that this thing is just little, and that's how it deserves to kind of stay small, right? And we don't want that. You know, businesses are an extension of your energy. They are what you pour your creativity into, right? It is the mechanism of which your product or service will pass through in order to be able to arrive in its new home. And that's why, you know, when we create independent businesses, they are fueled by so much passion or love. And what happens is that over time, that passion or love is chipped away at, because our Instagram accounts aren't growing as quickly, or, you know, suddenly we're being required to know how to do SEO on an Etsy store, and we're not quite sure how to do that. And so we're being challenged with all these different skills that maybe aren't necessarily natural for us. Now, as many of you know, and especially if you're subscribed to this channel, I'm also a human design specialist and coach. And human design for me was something that came into my world at a time when I was going through my business journey. And business for me is a massive theme within my design. And it's something that I experience a lot of my life experiences through. And what human design taught me is that there are 5 different energy types within human design. And the reason that this is so important is because those 5 energy types all respond to things differently. We are not the same. We are all unique and very individual human beings. And even if human design isn't something you want to know about, just know that we are all individual and unique human beings. And the mechanism of an independent business enables us to express that. So if you're an artist, do more of that. If you're a maker, do more of that. If you're a baker, bake more, right? And what we now have is the channels and the ability to be able to share those passions with more and more people. And we generally do that through something like social media. Okay. And I'll do other videos on social media and content and all those kind of things. But for now, we're going to talk about business and why it's the way of working in the future. What we are noticing is that, especially as the next generation comes through, is that we now have the tools and the knowledge and the experience to support those tools to enable people to no longer need to be committed to doing a 9 to 5. They're no longer needing to be committed to having this big pension pot and they get to enjoy that when they're 65. People want to enjoy their lives now. They want to travel now. They want the freedom to spend with their children. They want to be present at home. They want to be present in their own lives and be able to experience as much as they possibly can. They don't want to wait until those pension years to be able to enjoy that. You know, especially as we know that sometimes our lifespan won't even allow us to actually get to that point, right? And then what? We spent our whole life working. And there's that whole expression, isn't there? I'm just going to see if I can remember to get it right. But we don't work to live. No, we don't live to work. We work to live, right? So working should enable us to be able to live these amazing lives. Now, in human design, as I was saying, there are 5 energy types. And all I'm going to say about them is this. If you are a projector, then you are not designed to work a 9 till 5 job. Your energetics, and this is incredibly true as somebody who is a projector, your energetics means that you will have bursts of energy. There is nothing wrong with you if you suddenly have a burst of energy and then you need to spend the next day resting and chilling out, right? But the way that we are set up in this world doesn't enable us to do that. But if you have the mechanism, such as your own independent business, then you're able to set up things like passive income streams, recurring revenue streams like memberships and things like that, that enable you to be able to live and support your energetics. If you're a manifester, okay, a manifester is also very similar in this respect that they're not designed to also work 9 till 5s. For manifestors, they need the quiet time to be able to get this kind of surge of inspiration that propels them forward, right? And also with manifestors, energetically, you're likely to be the type of people that, you know, you're so sure in yourself, you're so sure of your path that you might kind of ruffle a few feathers along that way. Now put you in the middle of a massive big team in the corporate world, and you're going to feel very, very, very stifled, right? A manifesting generator. You are the types of people that have the energy to want to do a multitude of things at the same time. And you've likely been told in your life, why do you always start so many different projects and not finish them? You know, concentrate on one thing. Manifesting generators cannot energetically do that. They need to be able to experience through the vehicle of doing many different things. And so again, put a manifesting generator in the middle of a corporate world or within a governmental structure or an institutional type structure where they've got to jump through loops or there's politics and things like that. It is not going to be an environment where you will thrive. You will know deep down that you could be doing lots of different things and that there are different ways of improving things and that you know that you can achieve things a little bit quicker, right? But these loops, these politics and things like that in the traditional work environment will stop you from being able to achieve those things. But if you move into an independent business structure, then the only person that you're really answerable is to yourself, okay? Now, we've also got the generator. So much like the manifesting generator, you know, it's very much a do. But with a generator, you have to be lit up by the thing that you want to do. You have to feel genuinely excited, genuinely passionate about it, right? And now think about that again in the traditional world. You know, you might be excited, but how many people might poo-poo over that as you're trying to push it out into the world? Within an independent business structure, you're able to kind of fulfill your own needs. You're able to kind of pay heed to the things that excite you, right? And then there are reflectors, the wonderful, wonderful reflectors who are 1% of our population, and they will always mirror back to us what we are showing them, right? Now put a reflector in the middle of a corporate environment where you've got a lot of high anxiety, burnout, things like that. And the reflector is standing there reflecting that back to people and telling them these things, you know, they're not going to be heard, right? They're going to be kind of dismissed. They may be looked down on, you know, and again, the independent business structure enables somebody like a reflector to be able to work within their own energy cycles and be able to offer us the true nature of their energy type, okay? Now, this is not me saying that everybody needs to run off and go and do an independent business. If you feel called to do an independent business, if you feel called to create a product or service, then you should absolutely do that, right? Don't let the fact that maybe you have tried before and it hasn't gone the way that you wanted, you know, stop you from going back out into the world and doing it again. Don't let stagnation stop you from moving forward and doing something that you love. You know, try again, right? And I really, really encourage you, even if you just type into Google human design chart, Put in your date of birth, your time of birth, and the place of birth. That's all you need. If you don't know your time of birth, just try to guess. And you may need to run a couple of charts. If you need help with that, please comment below or just DM me on one of my channels and let me know. But basically just run a chart. And if you do nothing else, just find out what your energy type is, right? Are you a projector, a manifester, a manifesting generator, a generator or a reflector, right? And depending on whether you are one of those 5 energy types will depend on whether something like an independent environment, business environment will suit you or not. And we are becoming more and more open to understanding our energetics. We are wanting to actually align more to who we are and align to the things that light us up, because we've realized, you know, that life is short. The time that we spend on earth is really short. And, you know, some of us will make impacts. Some people will make impacts globally. Some people will make impacts within their local communities, within their families. We all have a very, very, very special role to play, right? And I think people are becoming more and more aware of that. And they're realizing that actually the journey that they've had has been wonderful and served them up until now, but now a change is needed in order to enable them to continue to thrive. And I really encourage you just to have a look at your energetics within human design. You know, pop a comment below, tell me what you are, right? Tell me if you're a projector, a manifestor, a manifesting generator, generator or reflector, and let's have a conversation about it. And I really, really look forward to hearing from you. If you've liked this video and you found it useful, please do subscribe because it helps this channel more than you know. Please feel free to send it or share it with a friend or family. I'd be ever so grateful. And as always, thank you so much for the gift of your time. I wish you the best day ahead. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye.